Hey guys, welcome back. This is me, Sahil Mahajan, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about objects. How can you upload an object to the S3 bucket? So, guys, if you haven't watched on how to deploy an S3 bucket on the AWS console, I would recommend that you go and watch the previous video. The link will also be in the description, so you can check that out on how to create an S3 bucket. So as you can see over here, I already have an S3 bucket that's created. That is S3 tutorial bucket YouTube. I can click on this and now you can see that there are zero objects. So what we're going to do is we're going to be uploading some objects, deleting some objects, and I'll also show you. Last time, if you have watched my video, I said that you cannot delete an S3 bucket if you have objects inside it. So I'll tell you the most efficient and best way to empty a complete bucket so that you can delete it. So we're going to click on this button that says upload. Now you'll get this upload feature over here, which and you can go through it. So it will show your files and folders. So either you can click on add files or add folders. It'll open the pop-up, or you can drag and drop them. As I have the content here with me, I am going to drag and I am going to drop them right over here. So as you can see, I have three files. That's one is a Power PPTX, that's a PowerPoint file, text file, and a Word document. As you can see, the size is 000. That is because they're just empty objects, empty files. There's nothing much into them. You can see your destination. So your destination is going to your S3 tutorial bucket YouTube. Whichever bucket you do have, it would be heading over there. Now you have your destination details. So bucket versioning is disabled. Again, if you guys have watched my previous video, you guys will know that bucket versioning is disabled by default. It shows your default encryption type, and we had selected the S3 managed keys. If you want to use the KMS or you are using the KMS, it would be shown over here. And our object lock is disabled. They say that we recommend using bucket versioning. Again, yes, bucket versioning is very useful. If you guys do want to use it, you can enable it. But for this purpose, I am keeping it disabled. Now we're going on permissions. Um, if you guys remember the object ownership, the ACLs that we discussed in last video, that's what it's basically talking about. And this is something new, that is your storage class. So S3 bucket has various different storage classes. For example, your standard, your intelligent tiering, your standard infrequent access, your one zone infrequent access, and much, much more. Again, we will go in depth into each of these storage classes so you guys have an understanding about which storage class has which use case and when to use what storage class. But for right now, we're going to stick with the standard, and it's basically designed for frequently accessed data. Anything that is accessed more than once a month is ideal for this type of storage class, and it provides you millisecond access to your object. As you can see, it stores in either three or more different availability zones. There's no object lock-in period that, and if you upload an object, you have to store it for a minimum duration. There's nothing like that. There's no minimum billable object size, nothing. So we're selecting a standard, and then you can see server-side encryption. Do you want to select any server-side encryption? We're not gonna specify any encryption key over here. Then you have your tags again as discussed, and any metadata that you would like to do. After that, you can simply click on the upload button, and once you click on the upload button, you can see that your upload has been succeeded. You can view the details below. It has uploaded three files. So it says folder dash dash dash, which basically means it has uploaded the files or the objects to your root directory. You can see your type, your size, and your success and configurations. Now we will close this, and you can see that the three of our objects are present in our S3 bucket. Now let's just open up our text file. That's a .txt. Now you have your object overview. So we have three tabs, your properties, permissions, and versions. We'll go over the three of them. And we also have a few things on top. We'll go through them. First, let's go through properties. This provides you an object overview wherein who's the owner of the object, in which region the object has been stored. If the object was modified, what was the last time it's modified? Your size. Again, ours was 0, hence why it's showing a dash. The type of file was a txt file. This is the key name if you want to copy it. You have your S3 URI, you have your Amazon resource name. Again, as discussed before, this is quite useful for your IAM policies. You have your entity tag, and this is your object URL where you can access it. Again, as this object, as this, sorry, bucket is private in the sense that we have blocked all public access, we will not be able to access this URL. You can see your object management overview over here, like your bucket versioning, your object lock, your retention mode, if you have any retention period set. Yeah, your replication status, again, as we spoke last time, CRR, that is your cross-region replication, or SRR, that is your same region replication, that will show up over here, your expiration rule and stuff like that. This is your storage class. Um, you can see that we had selected standard, so hence why it is standard. If you guys want to edit it, you can move forward, and then your server-side encryption settings, your checksums, your tags, your metadata, and your object lock. Again, you guys, I'm sure you guys know that object lock can only be enabled or disabled on bucket creation. Going back up, we come to permissions. Once we come to permission, you can see you have your access control list. And you can just basically go through all of these things over here. Then you have your versions. Again, as bucket versioning is disabled, you will have no versions, and you will, of course, will not see any versions in the future unless and until you enable bucket versioning. Now let's come back to properties. You can copy your S3 URI from here. This is straightforward. You can download this object to your local system. You can open this object onto a new tab, and you have a few object options. You can download this as maybe, a TXT file or something like that. You can share with a pre-signed URL. We'll discuss about pre-signed URL in a bit detail in the future. You can calculate the total size of your object. It will say 0p. Coming back, we can copy our object. We can move it somewhere else. We can query it using S3 select. Another few good features that you have is you can rename the object itself in your S3 bucket. You can change the storage class, and all of these things is what we have watched before. Now let's come back to our bucket, and you can see we have three files. Now, one way how you can empty it is you can just select this to select all files and click on delete. But in the scenario that you have thousands or maybe 10,000s of um, objects inside your S3 bucket, how do you delete them? The best way is head over to your bucket view, select your bucket, and then click on this button that says empty. Once you click on this button that says empty, it will delete all the objects in the bucket, and it cannot be undone. So we're gonna type here permanently delete, and then we're gonna click on empty. Once we click that, you can see that it has successfully deleted three objects, and there's no failed objects for deletions. We can click on exit, and then we can delete our bucket. And we head over to delete, and then it says delete bucket cannot be undone. We type in S3 tutorial uh, bucket, bucket you okay, I can't type. Yep, bucket YouTube, and we click on delete bucket. It says you have successfully deleted, and as because I do not have any buckets, it takes me back to the default get started of S3. So I hope you guys in this video understood on how can you upload objects, what are the different properties and permissions related to an object, how can you delete an object, and also how can you empty your bucket so that you can process it for deletion. So hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. If there's any topics that you would like me to cover, please mention them in the comments below. And if you haven't, please make sure to subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day. See ya. Take care. Bye bye.